Meet my never lucky Iron Man, forks only, no spoons allowed here. After maxing my main and nearly maxing my Iron Man, I wanted to try something new. RuneScape with getting unlucky on every grind in the game. If I get any drop before the drop rate, I can't use or keep it. Valuable items will periodically be given out to viewers and subs. My goal is to complete the Inferno, and I'm not going to stop there. Please subscribe to my only forks. I mean, forks only. What is up, gamers? FCast and Chill here. As you can see here, I'm finishing off the last of my bows from my fletching grind using High Alchemy, and now I have about 200k in cash, and then I'm not going to get any more from bows because I don't plan on doing more fletching anytime soon. I think I'm going to stop with Agility Pyramid too because I got level 71 Agility, and yeah, I think I'm ready to move on to other things. So last episode we got our Berserker Ring finally and got it imbued. We now have our Fire Cape too, and we've really finished everything that we need to be considered in the mid game. You can see here I also got 80 magic from doing some last alchemies here, but I think I'm ready to take on Barrows, or at least, test the waters out with it. So before I do that though, I think I need to set up a more efficient way of getting there. And so if you remember a while back, I got level 50 construction, and that was so that I could create portals in my house. You can see here I'm now at my house, and if I go to this door and click build door spot, then if I scroll down, I can build a portal room here for 100,000 coins. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. And then now I have a portal chamber. And what this does is it lets me set up 3 different portals. I need to first build a centerpiece with some limestone bricks, so let's do that. And then now I'm going to build these portals here, and they just take 3 teak planks each, so not too bad at all. I chopped a lot of teak planks on Fossil Island one day while AFKing from work, and got several of them, so yeah. So now I have the 3 portals set up. So what you can do is if you click on the center, you can click direct portal, and you need enough runes to cast the teleportation spell 100 times, but then you can direct these portals to all these various locations. And we're going to want to get the Barrows portal set up. So you can see Barrows here. If I click it, it says I need a magic level of 83, which is a little unfortunate. But if you remember, I captured a bunch of those rats looking for spices when I was trying to boost my fletching level. And so I have plenty of those to boost my magic level. And I'm 80 magic, so it's only a +3 boost, which shouldn't take long at all. All right, and here we are in Ferox Enclave, and the reason I'm here is there's this pool of restoration. You can see when I drink from that, all my stats get restored. So I'm just gonna make my stews here and wait until I get the boost that I need, and then I'll teleport to my house to make the portal. So let's drink this stew up and see what I get. Let's see. Oh, there's 84 magic, so that was fast. It only took a few tries. So I'm just gonna teleport back home here and then direct portal. And yep, I need 100 times the casting cost, and we'll scroll down here and click on Barrows, and there you go. Now I have this portal set up, and I can just click on there anytime to enter Barrows portal, and it'll teleport me straight to Barrows. So now really all I need are runes to teleport me to my house, and then I can just go to Barrows immediately without being on the right spell book, without having to worry about having 83 magic. Gonna be really convenient. So yeah, that's exciting. And let's go into some Barrows runs real quick and try it out. But before I do that, I want to talk about, why am I doing Barrows first of all, and what does my account's restriction mean for Barrows? So the reason why I'm doing Barrows is I'm going to try to get a few pieces of gear that are going to be massive upgrades for me, mainly the Carol's body and legs. So Carol's has a huge range bonus to it, and it's really, really good defense too. Think of it as a better version of Black D'hide, really same offensive stats and better defense. So that sounds wonderful to me. I think that I'm actually going to be using Carol's for when I do the Inferno attempts, unless I, decide to go for Arma or Crystal, which probably isn't going to happen pre-Inferno on a hardcore. But yeah, so I need these Carol's armor. Another thing that I really want is the Aram's set. So the Aram's chest and legs are also great for magic in general. They give a really big magic boost, way better than the Mystic Robes. So that would be another great item for me. And then I also want the Varrock's Helm, which is going to be really useful for the Inferno too. It's a great tanking helm, lots of defense, and just good all around. So those are really the 5 items that I'm looking for here. But now let's talk about how I can actually get those items. So if you kill all 6 brothers during a Barrows run before opening the chest, then you can see here that these are the drop rates for each unique item. So each unique from, Aram, Darok, Guthan, etc., they're all a 7 out of 2,448, assuming you killed all 6 brothers. So if I actually do the division there, 7 out of 2,448 is about 1 in 349.7. So for my series, that means that I'm not able to keep any of these Barrows uniques until I get to a 350 kill count. So my first 349 kill count at Barrows, any unique item I get from any of the brothers' armor or weapons, I have to give away. Now that sounds pretty daunting, but I think it'll be fun. Barrows also gives a bunch of good runes. If you come look at this table down here, since there's 7 rolls on the drop table and the coins are just 1 out of 2.67, that means even on my first chest, I can keep coins that I get. And for all the runes that they drop, it's 7 out of, about 8. So that means by my second chest, I could keep all the runes. So really, this is going to be a good way for me to stack up a ton of runes and get some magic XP. But yeah, it's a little brutal knowing that for my first 349 chests, I won't be able to keep anything that's a unique. But I mean, that gives me more stuff to give away to you guys, so I'm not going to complain about it. And I don't know if I'm going to do that whole grind right now all the way to 350. That seems a bit daunting to do in one sitting. And I think that there's still a lot that I could do to make it more efficient. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it and do a few kill count just to test out the waters. Alright, let's get this first Barrows run on the account underway. So I'm going to use my portal here, and then so there's 6 different hills here, and each one brother is under each of them, so you have to bring a spade and then walk on the hill and dig. When you click on the coffin, the brother will come out and you fight him. So most of the brothers will use melee, so I'm going to just keep protect from melee up and use my staff to cast Ivan's Blast on them, and they should die pretty quickly. The problem with Barrows is if you're underground for too long, then your prayer gets drained. And so that could be pretty frustrating because you'll just run through your prayer really quickly. You can see I got drained there once. As I go down into the second brother, I put on all my ranged gear because he's weak to ranged. So let's do this. And so you can see that timer at the top left. It's counting down 14, 13, etc. Oh, I had to go back up there because, okay, so one of the brothers is going to be underground in the tunnels each run. And so that time it was Aram, so I had to go back up. And so I'm going to kill the other 5 brothers first and then go down in the tunnels and finish him off. But anyway, you can see the prayer drain counter at the top left. It's down to 5, 4, etc. When that gets down to 0, I'm going to lose a chunk of prayer. And you can see my prayer dropped from 34 to 25 there. And so Barrows, even if you're flicking your prayers, you're still going to run through your prayer points pretty quickly. So I'm going to have to either use some prayer potions or maybe I'll bring some rings of dueling and teleport to Ferox Enclave, but we'll worry about that later. For this first run or two, I don't really care about that. So I'm still just going through, and you can see Ivan's Blast is actually shredding these guys pretty quickly. Not quickly enough to prevent the prayer drain effect, but still pretty smoothly so far. It's really powerful, and that's why I wanted to get my magic up first by going through all the Rex grind and getting Ivan's Blast. So yeah, this is going pretty well, not bad at all. And there's the third brother down. You can see on the left it has all their names with little checklet marks, and once you get the check mark for all 6 of them, then you can open the chest and good to go. This guy uses range, so I'm gonna have to pray protect from range, but again, he's still pretty weak to magic, so not really a problem. Alright, and now we killed all 5 of the brothers that were just in their respective rooms, so we're gonna go back to the center one and then go down into the tunnels underground. And you can see here I'm putting on my melee gear, just dragon scimitar and stuff. I'm looking for what path to take to get to the center. I think this way, but I'm gonna kill a couple of these small enemies in here. Like you can see I'm killing this bloodworm. If you look at the potential over on the left, it says 56% right now. So what you want to do is try to get that up to as close to 86% as possible without going over it, to get the highest chance of having the most runes. because once you get beyond 86, much past that, then you start getting a chance for bolt racks, and the bolt racks are not something I really want. I'd rather just get runes. So the potential percentage doesn't affect the unique items at all. So, you know, we're still good on that regardless of potential. It's like about a 1 in 350 for a specific unique, but for the runes, it just gives you more runes, you know, and a better chance of them if you get your potential up. So you can see I'm killing a few guys as I go through here. All right, now we're in the center room, and so let's go ahead and open this chest here. I'm gonna sip a prayer potion first. And there's Aram. So Aram's weak to range, so I'm just gonna get my bow back on. And this is where those rune arrows I got from earlier are gonna come in handy. I still have a lot left over from the fight caves, and so that's gonna be very helpful. So I'm just here flicking Eagle Eye on him, and I ran out of prayer again, so I'm just gonna drink another prayer potion. I think I am later gonna start using Rings of Dueling to restore my prayer points instead of just going through my prayer pots, because, you know, doing 350 of these kill count would drain a ton of prayer potions, and I don't really want to do that. But there's the last brother down, so I got my chest done. 83% is close enough to 86. Let's open it. And we got some coins and some runes. So no unique for our first chest. Remember that the drop rate for the coins, since there's 7 rolls for each chest if you kill all the brothers, I can actually keep those coins. But for the runes, I am not able to keep them. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop them, and you can see me doing that here. But yeah, not too bad. First run down, plenty to go. So let's go in and do one more right now. All right, and here we are back at it, just going through all the brothers again. By the way, the first brother that I always kill is Darok the Wretched, you can see here, because Darok has a special ability that the lower his health is, the higher he can hit. And so if I run out of prayer when I'm fighting Darok, once I get him down to low health, he can hit me for a ton of damage and could just KO me really quickly. So he's always the one you want to kill first. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through and, you know, kill all these guys again and then hopefully get something better. All right, and then here I am finishing off Guthin. Trying to kite him around a little bit, but it's honestly not going super well. I think Ivan's Blast, if you're using autocast, it delays it a tick from when it casts, so it's really hard to kite with it. But that's okay, I'm just gonna sit here and flick my prayer. Okay, and then there's Guthin dead. And so we got all 6 brothers, and let's open the chest. Okay, well, remember I can keep these runes now, so not gonna complain about that at all. If I actually finish the Mauritania Hard Diary, then it lets me get 50% more runes from Barrows. So I might do that at some point before my grind, but to do that you actually have to have 70 prayer, which is pretty hard on a hardcore account. But anyway, I'm gonna stop right now for Barrows here, and I'm gonna do some more later. But let's go do some other stuff real quick. So from all the Dagannoth Rex that I did, I had a ton of Dagannoth bones, and these are actually great for prayer XP. So you can see here I camped out at the Ectofunctus for hours and hours, and I was able to use all those bones to get my prayer all the way from 52 up to 60. And so you can see I got 60 prayer here. Pretty nice. Yeah, not going to complain about that at all. It gets me closer to level 70. I think that in getting to 70 prayer, I'm definitely going to want to train Slayer, but I've been holding off on Slayer for a while, and part of that is because I have a hard clue where I need 70 crafting to complete, and a lot of the Slayer monsters drop hard clues, and so I wanted to finish this hard clue before I go back to training Slayer, and I'm going to work on that pretty soon. But got my prayer up, used most of my Dagannoth bones. I still have a few more, probably enough to get 61, maybe 62. I also have a few other levels here. You can see I got 59 herb lore just from going through some of my supplies I had banked. And then you can see I got 75 strength here from Nightmare Zone, then 80 strength from Nightmare Zone. And then here I have 74 attack and 74 defense. I actually got 75 for both of these, but for some reason the screenshot didn't save automatically. I think it's maybe because I'm in combat and getting hit, so it doesn't register that I leveled up to take the picture, but that's all good. And then I'm gonna knock out some quests too. So you can see here I've done a couple of the quests on Corin to get some favor. I finished Vampire Slayer, which I don't know why the hell I hadn't done that by now. And then here's Mountain Daughter, and there's Tears of Guthix. So Tears of Guthix is going to be really nice because it lets you get some some XP in your lowest skill. And right now for me that's Slayer by far. So I'm gonna, actually do this Tears of Guthix minigame and collect these tears, and then I'll be able to get some Slayer XP. So I'm gonna do that here, and you can see that got me all the way from 20 to 25 Slayer, which is really nice. Like I said, I'm gonna be training that up pretty soon, but not for now. And then one more quest I did was Anakra's Lament. The reason I wanted to do this one is it allows me to mine sand in this area and get the Camulet so that I can just teleport straight there. And I'm going to be mining a ton of sand for crafting later. That'll be for another episode. But yeah, lots of progress, lots of quests, lots of levels. Things are looking good. So I just mentioned a bit ago that I wanted 70 crafting for the clue scroll that I have. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm actually just cooking the giant seaweed that I got from doing runs on Fossil Island. So every time I've gone to Fossil Island recently, I've gone underwater and farmed some giant seaweed. And if you cook this on a fire, it actually turns into 6 soda ash. And the reason I want that is if you have 1 soda ash and 1 bucket of sand, you can use that on a furnace to get some molten glass. And it gives you a bit of crafting XP. And then with the molten glass, you can use a glass blowing pipe to blow that, and that will give you even more crafting XP. So really this is the best way for an early Iron Man to get crafting XP. And so I'm just going to hang out here for a while, cooking my seaweed on this fire and getting some soda ash. But yeah, we'll get the crafting up soon. And I think, I have a ton of stuff to work on now. I think I haven't really talked about it too much on here, but I'm going to go for a quest point cape on this account, maybe before Infernal, because I think that's a fun goal to go for on a hardcore. So I have a lot of quests to knock out still, a lot of levels to get, plenty of stuff to do. But we're going to go back to Barrows later, but not for this moment. But anyway, I'm going to just burn this seaweed for a while and then maybe go mine some sand later. And we'll get some crafting levels, but I think that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will be back pretty soon with another one. All right, please like and subscribe the video if you want to see more, and take care.